Are sawed-off shotguns actually more powerful, movie myth, or legit? Let's find out. Yeah, that wig goes hard.
Hey! Shh. What are you doing? I'm doing a science experiment. Well, what kind of science experiment? I'm testing out how long it takes for a bullet to come back down after you shoot it off into the air. You did what?
Oh, no.
Yeah, about 8 minutes and 34 seconds ago, I dumped a whole mag into the air. Now I'm just
Nice
waiting.
knowing
Scooter,
you.
That
Nice
is a
knowing
horrible
you.
idea.
It
Shut
was
up,
nice
you're telling
meeting
my
you.
mom.
07 to the chat, boys. 07.
What's up, everybody? My name is Scott, and you're watching Kentucky Ballistics. And if you've ever played video games or watched an 80s action movie, you
I've
have
done both
probably
of
seen
those.
one of these. And you know, when one of these gets busted out in a video game or a movie, somebody is going to go flying back at least 30 feet and through at least one wall. Because
Yes,
apparently...
usually the person shooting it. And usually they're gonna walk out of their house with it casually.
A sawed-off shotgun is way more powerful than a standard shotgun, or at least that is what we have been led to believe. Well, today we are going to put that theory to the test with a ballistic dummy lab.
Yeah, let's
zombie
find out, let's
torso.
find out.
This has life like flesh, bones, and has been zombified with green blood. I have two.
I never knew this, but commenters on YouTube told me when I watched one of Kentucky Ballistics videos before that these dummies are like, I'm pretty sure like $1,000. Like, it's nutty. These are expensive.
Shotguns today. This is a Remington Road Warrior 12-gauge shotgun with 10-inch barrels, and this is my 10-gauge sawed-off.
I mean, it makes sense. I just like
a sawed-off shotgun because it has 18.25-inch barrels, but close enough.
Like, for me, just being aware of that and knowing that like every one of his videos has one of these in it, I'm like, this is a very expensive production. Anytime he makes a video.
When it comes to a 10-gauge. Today we are going to try these out at different distances and compare them to standard shotguns and see if a sawed-off shotgun truly is more powerful.
Yeah, we gotta
we
find
have Mr.
out.
Zombie torso set up, and we are going to go ahead and scoot
Is it
back
a myth?
to 20 yards. That's going to be our farthest distance today, and I'm going to start out with 12-gauge.
We gotta find out if the movies are lying to us.
We'll take a shot with the sawed-off, and then we will use a standard 12-gauge and see what kind of differences we get. Also, if you can't tell, it is freezing cold today.
It looks pretty cold. It looks like it's snowing.
Barely feel my fingies, and it's about 16 degrees.
Not the
now, I know that
fingies
some
being
of
cold.
you
Get some
live in
gloves.
places that is much colder, and you know, you go outside and your toes
Don't
just
freeze
fall
your
off.
fingies.
But this is pretty cold for me. I can't really feel my face, so if
Oh my god! Why is it? Put on a warmer jacket! Put on some gloves! Put on a winter hat!
slur my words a little bit today. I'm not having a stroke. I'm just really cold.
Oh my god! Get some fuzzy socks on this man!
Ugh. I hate the cold. You know what I really can't stand? Spammers, robocallers, and telemarketers. But thankfully, there's companies out there like today's sponsor.
I do hate spam!
Aura. You know, anyone can find anything on the internet, including your personal information. I mean, it's so easy, even this guy can do it. Why
Oh
aren't
man, if he could do it, I'm sure I could do it. Just like me, for real, for real.
you wearing a shirt? It is freezing cold, and stop stealing everyone's personal information.
Oh my god! He's dead.
I may have overreacted just a little bit. Or will
No, that
identify
is a perfectly
data
normal
brokers
reaction.
exposing your information and automatically submit opt-out
Perfectly sane
requests on
reaction.
your behalf. And they'll also opt you out of junk mail and telemarketing
That is
lists.
pretty good.
Swing
What is
over
that?
to Aura.com/Kentucky
What
to
does this
start
thing
your
do?
free 2-week trial today and see
What's this for?
how many data brokers are exposing your information on the web. I'm not very good at this.
That's a
You can
weird
also
looking
find
windmill.
this link in the description down below, or you can scan my
It's a shooting target?
Aura also does so much more
I
to
see.
protect you and your family from online threats you can't
I'm gonna
see.
call it the shooty windmill.
It's really easy to set up so you don't have to download several different apps to get things like parental controls, antivirus, VPN, password
violence.
management, identity theft insurance, and more. You get everything at one affordable price.
Nice,
Stop
epic.
letting people
Sponsor Go Bird.
exploit and profit off of your private information.
Epic.
Swing over to Aura.com/Kentucky and start your free 2-week trial today.
Let's go.
You can
Nice.
also find this link in the description down below, or you can scan my QR code. Again, a big thank you to Aura for sponsoring
I like
today's
how he
video.
just is
Be
beating
sure
things
check
up and
them out.
breaking
Now,
things.
let's go get back to it.
The whole video.
Okay, we are back
There's
at
some
20
kind
yards,
of carnage.
and I'm going to use some 2 3/4 inch 12 gauge double-aught buck. There's 9 pellets in here. Let's see what happens when we hit Mr. Zombie Torso. My fingies are so cold.
Get
I'm getting them wrapped
gloves.
up with some tape because I.
He's a soft, fluffy pink mittens for Kentucky Ballistics, please. You went like in the armpit.
Let's go check it out. So we shot 9 pellets, and it looks like 3 hit Mr. Zombie here. We have
Oh,
a
never
hit
mind.
right
I thought
there,
it went in his armpit.
and then one right here at the top of his shoulder, and
Oh,
then
no, it
one
did.
right here by his armpit. 20 yards, 3 out of 9. That's
At
really
least one
not
of 'em.
that bad, but aiming was quite difficult.
I
so
know.
now
I was
let's try
gonna say,
that
I'm surprised he actually hit it. I feel like the biggest accomplishment is he actually landed it.
again, but this time with a more standard 12 gauge. Alrighty, so the next 12 gauge I have is a Remington 887 Nitro Mag, and I'm loaded up with the same double-aught buck. Let's see if we have any better luck this time. Here we go.
Oh gosh. That was a big. That looked like it did
So
some
we have
damage.
3 new holes in Mr. Zombie.
That's a
We
big
have one
shooting.
here, one here, and one right here. So judging from this spread, it looks like our buckshot was a lot more centered with the standard 12 gauge shotgun. I was aiming somewhere here in the middle, and that's about where we hit. Oh, right there's one of our pellets actually.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Lodged in his back there, and actually there's one.
Bigger
as
damage
well.
number on this
so I'm
one.
marking these holes with a permanent marker so
That's
we
some
can
big
keep
damage.
track of new holes. But while doing so, I realized that I missed one. So here, here, and here were with the sawed off. We
Oh.
actually have 1, 2, 3, 4 holes with the standard 12 gauge shotgun.
Oh, nice.
Angry eyebrows.
He's
And
mad. The zombies
Gives you
had
a
enough of this.
mustache.
Oh, he's got a mustache.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
He's had enough, and he hasn't shaved
I
in
can't
weeks.
feel my fingers. But I bet you can, huh? Your toasty little home, sitting on the toilet watching this video. I
I
can't
am
feel
pretty
my lips.
toasty.
But the least you could do is hit that subscribe button.
Oh, I already
Well,
did,
now
I
we're
already
going to
did.
stay at the 20-yard mark, but
I am
we're going to move on
subscribed.
to 10 gauge. First up is the sawed off, and I'll be loaded up with some 10 gauge 3.5 inch double-aught buck. And just for reference,
Let's
this
go.
is 10 gauge compared to 12 gauge. The 12 gauge holds 9 pellets of double-aught buck, while the 10 gauge holds 18 pellets. Also, it's
One
going to kick
bigger.
a lot harder, and my cold, dead hands are about to be hurting. Oh, man, it's
One
been a
much
while since
bigger
I've shot
and
this
so bigger boom. Oh my god! Jesus! Jesus Christ! Woo! Woo! About to send that zombie to Jesus!
Ooh, man, a cold weather
Send it up to Jesus!
really makes everything hurt more. My fingers are just really not feeling good. Let's
Ah!
inspect. I believe we have several
I
new
want
hits.
to
Looks
get
like we
him
have one,
fleece mittens.
and then one right here in his armpit. And then 3 is right there, and then 4.
Yeah, these are packing a
for
punch.
The 10 gauge, I've got something that's maybe above standard length.
I was gonna say,
This is-
what is that?
It's my 10 gauge Goose gun. I believe this is called a Super Goose. Yeah. the original Super Goose 10.
It does look
I
super, and I do
this
believe
barrel
it could
is
take out a goose.
close to 30
Checks
inches.
out.
Like, it's pretty long, and we're going to be loaded up with the same double-aught buck.
That's the big fat
Here
one.
we go.
Whoa! Whoa! Oh my! Oh, the jiggle physics kicked in.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
That was a good hit. Oh. Well, it looks like the Super Goose was a lot more effective than
He's
the
very
sawed-off
dead
10
now.
gauge at 20 yards. We have a lot of damage here. Looking
That's some
here,
big
it looks
damage.
like the majority of the pellets hit this guy. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
wow.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 holes I count. There's probably one more in there that I just missed, but it looks like almost every single
Wow.
pellet
Wow.
hit the zombie torso.
Yeah.
Super Goose for the win. So at 20 yards, we
Super
learned that
Goose OP
sawed-off
confirmed.
shotguns are very hard to aim with and have quite a spread. The standard shotguns definitely took that win. So now we've scooted
More
up
precision.
to 10 yards. These sawed-off shotguns should perform a little bit better. So again, we are going to start off with the 12 gauge, and again, we are loaded up with double-aught buck. Here we go. Ugh.
Oh! I feel like that would hurt your wrist. That's a lot of boom for a tiny little gun.
I don't know who hurt more just then, that zombie
I was gonna say that
or
looked
my
painful.
hand. Oh,
Ouch.
so cold. Yeah. 1,
Oh, he
2,
landed the ball still. Jeez.
3, 4,
This
5.
guy's got some
Wow.
good aim.
Okay, well,
I know.
despite me
His hands
pulling
took
my
just as
shot
much
to the
damage as
left,
the doll.
we still proved at 10 yards we have a tighter group than at 20 yards with the 12 gauge sawn-off. That's a pretty good little group there. Okay, now
I know,
for the
he's so
nitro
strong,
mag
right?
with the same.
I said this before, but he makes it look easy. It makes it look like the average person wouldn't be launched backwards on their butt.
double-aught buck.
It's deceiving.
Okay, here we go.
Yes. Whoa. Oh, it bounced off.
Yeah. I think you felt that one.
Yeah, I
I'm
agree.
surprised his blood
I'm
is
not
not
a
a
professional.
slushy right now.
I'm not a
Okey-dokey.
professional, but I think
Yeah,
that
I think we had all 9 pellets pretty much.
I think he might have taken some good
all right
damage.
here.
I
And
just
as
have
you
a
can see,
feeling.
he's got some new colorful spots. Where's my marker? Okay. see
Rupturing
here.
of
1,
zombie spleen.
2, that's a big one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Piece of his rib just fell off. And there's 8. Okay.
It's fine. It's just
Okay,
a
wait, we
minor
need
injury.
one
He's
more.
fine. He's fine.
One more to complete the set. Looks like we had all 9 pellets hit Mr. Zombie that time.
Wow.
And in a very tight group. I'm gonna say that the standard length 12 gauge definitely delivered more punishment to Mr. Zombie than the sawed-off.
Yeah.
So now it's time for 10 yards with the 10 gauge.
More damage.
3.5 inch
Oh, God.
double-aught buck again. This should be pretty interesting.
It's gonna be a fat one. Oh! Oh man.
Dang.
I thought he was
You
gonna
know,
fall off the
I
table.
almost have to say that the 10 gauge
Went
is
straight through.
hurting my fingies
Yeah, Mr.
less
Zombie is
than
not
the
looking
12
very
gauge.
good.
I think it's because it's heavier. Okie dokie.
Bro's gonna need to
Let's
put
see
his
here.
hands under some hot water
We
after this,
definitely have
man.
new holes. It's just kind of getting hard now to see which ones are
I was
new.
gonna
'cause
say,
as
how the heck do you tell which one is the new one?
you can see here, he's pretty covered. Let's see, there's a new hole. So 1. Oh, here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
It's getting a little hard to tell.
9, 10.
There's a lot of damage going on here.
10. And then, okay, I'm gonna go with 10. All right. Now
Sounds
it's
good to
time
me. Close
for
enough.
10 yards with the Super Goose. I think that this
Yeah, I need
shot
some hot cocoa. It's cold out
is
there.
definitely going to be super destructive.
Oh! Kablam! Yeah, that definitely looked more. That looked more nasty than the
I'm
last
pretty
one,
sure those
even.
blew right through him.
It definitely seems
Yeah,
like
so
cutting off the barrel actually
looks like those
makes
are
it
all
less
right
powerful,
here. Just
but I don't
all
know.
right in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's hard to really tell. I would say almost
Do you
all
think
of
he's
those
dead
pellets
yet, chat?
hit the zombie.
Do you think
and
he's double tapped?
I think we had several actually make it through him that time. So we have learned that distance definitely is not the friend of the sawed-off shotgun. But now we're about to step it up to point blank.
I was
The
gonna, yeah, that
sawed-off
was what I was wondering. I'm like, so for sure from far away, it doesn't do as good because it's hard to even land your shot, right?
shotgun's specialty. So technically, they should have the advantage.
Yeah, like I couldn't come up with words. My brain was not braining. But yeah, I was wondering if up close that they would have the advantage. They would have the bigger boom.
So again, we're gonna start out with 12 gauge, and again, I'll be loaded up with double-aught buck.
More damage.
This should be rather interesting. All right, here we go. Oh!
Jesus. Green
So
blood
again,
confetti.
with this particular shotgun,
blank.
I pulled my shot to the left, but it doesn't really matter. We had a very tight group right here.
That looks
and
very
I don't
satisfying.
know.
I approve.
Looks like we had a few maybe leave the back. Also, take a look at this. The zombie blood
He's splurting.
is starting to freeze.
He's
All
going.
right, time for the 887 Nitro Mag.
He's gooping.
Oh, here we go. Oh!
Oh my god! Jesus! Never mind. Maybe having it not
Yeah,
sawed off
let's
is
have a look.
good.
So our
Close
first
sandlog
shot
range. Chase says.
Was here, so I decided
He's
to make the
becoming
second
soup.
shot just right next to it.
Is this zombie
and
or is this
honestly,
soup?
there's not a whole lot of difference.
It's soup.
Well, the exit hole looks different. You can see here, it's like we got a lot more damage on this side. I mean, it's a pretty
He's
big
gonna
old
need
chunk.
a band-aid shot, I think.
Okie dokie. Time for the old 10 gauge.
He's gonna need a band-aid.
Again, loaded up.
I think
the
he might be
3.5 inch.
injured.
Double-aught buck. All right, 10 gauge sawed off right to the chest. Oh, wow.
Wow. He's got VTuber physics, chat. He's got VTuber physics.
Okay then, well, I will say, 10 gauge definitely doing more damage than 12 gauge. I mean, here you can see that is the 12 gauge sawed off,
He
and right here is
evacuated
the
his lung,
10
too.
gauge. And boy, oh boy, that smacked him hard.
Sternum
We still
obliterated.
didn't manage to make it all the way through him. I think that a lot of
What?
those got caught up in the
I'm surprised it didn't go all the way
bone
through.
areas, but that entire zombie torso moved that time. We have
Yeah,
not
he was
seen
wiggling.
that yet. 10 gauge up close. That was pretty impressive.
It was great to look at.
Not gonna have to stand too close for the old Goose gun.
I was gonna say,
I am very excited.
the
to see
length
what
of
this
that,
looks like.
that is
Okie
like
dokie.
already arm's length away.
Here we go.
Jesus! Made him gloop out his backside. Jeez!
Okay, well, you know, the 10 gauge
Yes.
Goose gun may
Oh
not
my
be as
God.
cool as the
Executed.
sawed off 10 gauge, but I
Game
will say
over.
this. It's doing a lot more damage. Not a very big spread, just a little tiny hole.
That's
But
the
take a
tiniest
look
little hole
back
ever
here.
to blow out a backside, for the
that
love of
is-
Christ.
That's a lot of damage. Okay, well, obviously
There's a party in the
10
back
gauge
on that
is
one.
hitting harder than the 12 gauge. There's one last thing I want to do. We're going to go very point blank to Mr. Zombie here. Somewhere in the old belly region.
Whoa. I like the back angle. Blip. Blorp.
So 10 gauge
Me
double
when
out
fart.
butt. That was only a few inches
Me
from
when
the zombie
fart.
torso. Very tight and a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage.
Oh.
Okay, well, you know, there's still a lot of good zombie right here in this region. And my heart is telling me Super Goose.
Oh my god. I was gonna say, he's like, this is not destroyed enough for me. There was a head on it? Jesus Christ. Blue. Confetti brains, confetti brains. Confetti brains.
I think that does it for old Mr. Zombie. Yep, there he goes. Yeah, he's done.
Oh no, he
He's
finally
done.
gave
And
up.
I'm done too. I literally cannot feel my hands. I've manned up all day and shot in the freezing
He's
cold with
gonna
no
need a
gloves on.
band-aid.
We have zombie particles all over the Super Goose. And there's zombie particles basically everywhere. It was misting in the air and snowing little green snowflakes.
Yes.
Zombie here,
Raining
he,
green
well,
zombie blood. Oh my god.
he's a little more open-minded now.
Oh, yeah. We have
Stop.
achieved
Hold
the
on in there.
open-mindedness.
So, sawed-off shotguns
For
and
this hobby,
standard
oh my God.
shotguns. Is the sawed-off shotgun more powerful? I'm gonna go with no. But
Shot the
they
brain
do
out of
have some pretty cool
existence.
properties when
Instant
you get a little bit
lobotomy.
closer. All in all, I think the standard shotgun is definitely the way to go. When it comes
He
to
did lose
distance,
his mind,
it's got you
true.
covered. And when you're close, it's also got you covered. But the sawed-off shotgun at close ranges did seem to disperse the energy a little more evenly through the zombie torso because you still have a spread even when you're up close. He did move a lot more with the sawed-off shotguns, especially the 10 gauge, than with the standard shotguns.
True,
It wasn't
true,
like the
true.
movies, it didn't go flying off the table, but it did deliver a little more energy.
True,
but
true,
what
true,
I'd
true.
really like to know is what you think. Which one is superior?
What do you
Standard
guys think?
Or sawed-off shotgun? Let me know in the comment section
standard
down
one
below.
looks like it
And
hurts
right
his
about now is
fingies
when I would
less.
tell you to check me out on Kentucky this and Kentucky that, but it's way too cold for that, and I can no longer feel my face. So be sure and hit that
Yeah.
like button and hit the
I
subscribe
think long
button.
barrel always
and as
better.
always, my name is Scott. Thank you so
that's 'cause
much
I
for
like to
watching
see
Kentucky
it.
Ballistics.
I like to
And
see
I'll
it
see you next
blast out the
time.
backside of the zombie. This is my preference.
I'm so cold.
$11 out of 10. Mo.